Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome back to Haunted Holidays. I'm Nick Noir. Today will be the second episode of our fall series for November. This time we're going to be painting Bob Ross's Campfire. I'll just start off with what we have now. I have my usual 16 by 20 canvas with black gesso over it. Let that dry completely. It does not take that long for gesso to dry. Maybe an hour, give or take. So I got black gesso, and on top of the gesso, technically, I have liquid clear, but I'll get to that. I have alizarin crimson covering the entire canvas. If you've ever tried to paint on a dry canvas, it really sucks. So that's where the liquid clear comes in. Normally, for any painting, I don't use liquid clear just because if it's a white canvas and you use liquid clear, whatever you don't paint, that liquid clear will dry and turn into a really nasty enamel color. So I use liquid white on everything mostly. But for this, it's gesso, the liquid clear, just so I could paint the crimson on there and just have it flow without any issues. And yeah, and that's it. I'm going to run the colors on the bottom of the screen that you need to either just watch for entertainment value or paint along with me. I'm going to try in this episode and future episodes to talk a whole hell of a lot less, unless there's something that I'm doing that I feel needs commentary or direction. It's like if Bob never ever said what he's going to do, what he is doing, I probably wouldn't be able to paint because I wouldn't know what the hell he's doing. I just have to rewatch every episode and kind of learn Bob Ross sign language. So I'll speak whenever I feel that it's necessary, but for the most part, I'm going to stay quiet. You can just enjoy my painting, and yeah, let's get to it.
Let's start out with a red yellow, a 1-inch brush, and decide where you want the little campfire to be here. And we'll start, let's put it right there. And just start making little X's or crisscross strokes. Working. That's it. All the way up to the
That is way too dull.
all the way up. Just a little crisscross next time. Make this important. Each time, clean and dry your brush before you go back to the center point. So clean the brush.
And this is something that he stresses in the episode as well, is especially for this one, if like when he starts, it's just bright yellow. Mine is not. It might look like that on camera, but in reality it's pretty dull yellow, and then it just gets more dull until it just blends into the red. If you find that the lighting isn't bright enough, don't stick it back in the yellow and try and redo it, because you're just going to be mixing mud. So clean the brush every single time. You need to go back to your light source and work your way out. At least if you're going to your light source. I mean, I can't speak if you're going out and just redoing this stuff. I mean, if you want to cheat, but if you're going to the light source and you're working your way out again, clean your brush.
Add a little bit more of the campfire. Go right back in. Just lay it.
There we go. Beautiful. I think I just made a forest fire. I don't know, but a campfire.
Large brush. I'm just blending this.
He's just blending it in now, but I'm nowhere near close to that. Because I'm going back to the light source and I'm working my way out. So we are going back into the yellow, getting that nice and pretty shine. Now from here, I'm just going to brighten up the edges. I'm not going to go back to my center because I like that. I might just add a little bit more yellow to it, but not work my way out. If that makes any sense, I'll show you. But for now, I'm just trying to get my outer, whatever you want to call it, a little bit brighter than it is. If I can keep my easel from flying across the room. It's funny because even when Bob says, smack it into the painting, smack it into the painting, his easel never moves. I don't know how a man could act so aggressive and it stays still. I'm doing this, and my easel dances all over the map. It's magic, I don't know. Before I get too far, my oil paints here are kind of sliding. Some of these I just opened, and they were like 90% oil, so they're just dripping off to the sides. I'll show you what I was talking about earlier when I'm going to brighten this up, but I'm not going back and working my way out. I'm just trying to don't get yellow in it. What kind of nonsense is that? Alright, so my sloppy, oily green is trying to turn everything into a hot mess. Alright, so that's how I want it. So let's go back. I might need some more yellow. Yep, I'm gonna need more yellow. Get more yellow before I continue, just so I have some. All right. If you're anything like me, you're going to get paint all over your clothes. And it's not even going to be an effort. Alright. Now there's like 2 or 3 paints that I have an abundance of because they're the ones I use the most. They're Midnight Black, Cad Yellow, and I think I have a whole ton of Mountain Mixture. Which I never really use, but you can use that for mountains and rocks and all sorts of different things. If you don't want to mix a bunch of colors, it is exactly the type of colors that Bob Ross would mix, so it's all just in one mixture. It's a bit on the purple side though, so if you want purple mountains, it works. Or purplish blue, something like that. Alright, I think that'll do. Making sure my... There we go. There's no loose brushes. I also just wash these like earlier in the day. I let these soak and then I wash them. I was also trying to dry it at the same time, but you don't know that. Because it, like all my 1-inch brushes, which is what I primarily use. I used to use the 2-inch, and then I switched to 1-inch just for convenience. But I used to, like, I don't know, use a lot of brushes, and I guess because they were covered in paint thinner or liquid clear or whatever it was, but all my brushes started just turning into crap. Like the bristles would just turn into nonsense. Like, just, it was like trying to paint with a butter knife. So I just started cleaning them because I didn't know what to use. So every time I paint, every single time I paint, doesn't matter what I paint, I always wash my brushes. Let them soak. Now I'm not trying to blend this too much, but I do, as always, want to blend out the brush strokes as much as humanly possible without turning this into a transparent background, because this isn't going to really be, I mean it is, but it's not. Okay. Wonderful. Let's see what Bob's up to. You guys making trees now. She's making trees with Van Dyke Brown and Crimson. That's good enough. Yeah, I mean to move the whole camera.
And we'll put Van Dyke brown, alizarin crimson on the 1-inch brush. Load it full of paint. We can begin applying some little leaves back here. And all we're doing is just touching the canvas, bending the brush a little bit. All we're looking for is just very basic general shapes. Not looking for a lot of detail. These are just little background trees that are far away. Just a tiny bit here. A little yellow ochre, Indian yellow.
Okay, so he used the same color that he made the branches or the trees with that he for the brush. Now he's gonna do the highlights.
Picking out little individual things and drop some little highlights on them here and there. Don't overdo. Keep it quite subdued. Yellow ochre, Indian yellow mixed together. Just going to be background trees far away, so we don't have to spend a lot of time worrying about them. Make them perfect.
He makes them freaking gorgeous. Hold on. There we go. It's really hard to get some bright colors when your brush is dirty. They just blend together and you got mud. I'm not a fan of mud. Mud is not fun. I'm just kind of coloring all the tree stuff that would be closest to the fire. Now I'm going to do the outskirts.
Very gently. I'm just going to blend all of this in. I want it to be very soft and very far away. So let's go right up here and watch. Very gently. Just still making the little crisscross strokes. Just begin blending all of it. Blend away. Okay, now we just take the brush strokes out by just across. Highlights on this one little bush that I did right there. So let's put a few little highlights on him. Don't want
Perfect.
to upset.
I was going to highlight them a little bit more, but that is absolutely gorgeous. That's perfect. You see it, but you really don't.
Big brush and begin adding all kinds of little things that are happening around here. Maybe right here, there's some
No.
Just drop in some basic shapes. We're not too worried about detail yet. There's one. Get the other way here. Here's some great big trees. Let's drop them in.
He's using Van Dyke brown for all the bushies. he's using
Touch of permanent red.
CAD and yellow, or CAD and red to highlight these bushies.
Here it is in the village. Now, as we draw away from the fire, less and less you're going to see. So, we're just going to keep putting a little bit of stuff before you see highlights back in here. Like so. Disappear.
Piece of my paintbrush just flipped off.
Just disappears. Just enough to set them off a little bit, so let's see. There's some footage right here. Okay. Let's go right up here and play with the fire a little bit. The blade of fire with you.
Alright. It's just exactly the problem that I have with adding highlights. They will get very, well, just blend in together. Let me get all this crap off. In fact, I'm probably gonna need more yellow. I did not think I would need this much yellow. Let me just squeeze as much as I can out of this little bastard. Hold on. Make it brighter, closer to the fire.
Today we can do a little bit of Van Dyke brown, and it just makes some little indications of some wood here. And it's all burned. It can be just about to go away if you want it. There. And then let's do some ground area right down through here that we can see. Still Van Dyke brown. Just pull it across.
Oh, I might need some more Van Dyke brown too. I'm running out of freaking colors. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. Stand by. Let me pause it. I normally don't run out of colors like this, but I underestimated completely at least the CAD and the Van Dyke brown. That's not Van Dyke. That's not Van Dyke. That's not Van Dyke. When I first started painting, I continually ran out of every color that I was painting with. It took me not just to learn what I was doing, but to learn how much to use. About 2 to 3 hours per painting. Now, it takes me roughly an hour, depending how much detail and whether I know what the hell I'm doing.
A little bit of yellow and burnt umber mixed together. A little bit of highlight right out here. And start here and work.
I want to make sure that you're seeing this on my canvas, because sometimes when I edit this stuff in post, the camera likes to get fuzzy at the most inconvenient times. You don't really need to do it with the fan brush, but I'm trying to get the paint out of it. Yeah. Green's trying to get up in my... I don't even think we use green. I keep always putting green in my stuff. Or on the palette because I think... Well, no. I don't think the colors are run in this episode as they are. I didn't pay attention. There's a few episodes that I jotted down what colors he uses, then when I go to use them, a lot of them aren't being used. It's probably my fault. I'm just painting some grassies. Not a whole lot, just enough to give it some depth. Now I'll fix that. I'll just use my thumb for that one.
There's one that comes way down. Sure, well, so you can put them anywhere you want. Okay. Now maybe. We'll take and add a little bit more Van Dyke Brown right in here.
He's in some Van Dyke Brown. I'm not going to.
Maybe this is a little lake out here. If you're going to build a little campfire, you need to have water close by. So we'll put a little can yellow on the large brush. Go right here, touch, and pull straight down. Okay, just a little touch, straight down. It's going to pick up the crimson that's underneath and turn a beautiful reddish color. Look from the lightest area, see directly into the fire, and touch. They automatically, as you go away from the fire, it gets dark. And very gently come across. All these lines.
So Bob's using colors from this. I was just basically cleaning my brush on the canvas because I already had a lot of excess. There we go. Now I'm gonna only things I want is what he's got. Oh, damn it. You know what? If I can get it this way, I'm gonna cheat. There we go. Alright. I was trying to get like a... You'll see it. It's like a little light. That works.
Earlier, but in case you missed it, if you have questions or comments or something we can help you with, please feel free to drop us a line. We'd like to know what you want. We'd like to know what you want in future series, what type of things interest you.
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
Series that come from letters.
I was gonna leave it as it is, but he's got like a
Big brush here.
jut of land that's coming out. I don't know if I want to add that or not.
That's still fun. Okay, I want to subdue all of this. It's much too bright. So with a large brush, very gently, I just want to begin blending. Very quiet. Push it really back. But you wouldn't see all this much bright. It's dark. So we just want to subdue it here. Very quiet. Subdued. Very quiet. Just blend it. But you know, when you have the little campfire out there at night, things almost look unreal. Get all kinds of weird colors and shapes. Beautiful. There we go. Clean up that reflection there a little bit. I'm going to take a tiny bit of the yellow, put a little bit of reflection into this little projection.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm going to do. I was gonna leave it as is. He's got a bit of land coming out. I'm gonna bring the land around, so it's basically a pond. I painted this before, but I never did that. I usually paint just like Bob, but I don't like copying Bob. I like doing my own thing, and I like ponds. I mean, this is good as it is, but I want pond. Yeah, the question is, yeah. Let's get some Van Dyke. Smashing some land here. Also, as much as it looks like I'm randomly scattering crap into the wind, I'm not. I'm trying to figure out, like, if I was looking at a campfire in the middle of nowhere, how the light would reflect, kind of what colors you'd see, where you'd see the colors, the texture of the grass, how it would lay. I mean, there's a lot going on in my head. It may not all come out on the canvas, but it may not all be completely realistic, but I do try to give every painting every ounce of effort that I can. Ah, green, man. Okay, that's it. That's it. Green's going bye-bye. I don't care if I'm going to use it later on, but for now, it keeps sneaking up on me. That's like the third time I've accidentally scooped up and used it. Sneaky little sneakerson. In fact, you know what? I'll just blend it in. It'll just look like grass anyway. Well, people who don't watch this won't know that. It's our secret. You don't want to cover up all the darks either. Alright. All the dark areas.
Like so. Do you see how quiet that makes that look? It's very, very quiet. Let's go right up in here, and maybe there's a great big tree right here.
I was gonna make a walkway, but I don't want to screw it up. It looks perfect. I mean, if I did a walkway here or right here going in, whatever. That's gorgeous. Okay. Damn it. Stop moving the camera, Nick. He's making a tree right here, but you know what?
Big, strong tree. I love to paint trees. They're one of the most fantastic things in nature to me. Give him a little arm from them up here.
There's already a tree right here.
Like so. Now we can take a little bit of permanent red and sort of highlight this tree. This permanent red with a little burn on it. And place some highlights on here. That's where you think the light from the fire would strike the tree. Use your imagination. Let your heart take you where you want to go.
I'm gonna block you for a second. Just kind of trying to figure out where the light would hit the bark. I don't want it too noticeable, but I don't want to make all my trees invisible. Trying to figure out where to put my tree. He's got a big old tree he just painted, but
Now, maybe there's an old fella sitting out here warming his foot.
okay, he's about to paint a human chilling at the. I'm gonna paint something that I'm not sure yet.
We can just see part of him. He's leaning up against a tree. The brim of his hat, the little top of his hat. Oh, when you have unlimited time, you can take a lot more time and effort with this and really go into some detail. Maybe he's sort of slumped over and there's his shoulder coming down. Maybe there's an arm.
I think this is it.
We can come down here. Here's a little bit of a dark color. Put a little tiny bit of a waterline indication in here. Just a small amount. This is really a fun little painting. It should give you a lot of ideas for a lot of crazy things that you can do. And they should make you happy. If you really want painting to make you happy, that's what it's all about. Quieten this down a little bit over in the corner. Like so. Now, if you want to create a little more depth here, then you can add, maybe there's another little bush here that comes in front of the tree. And this will produce, every plane that you add into the painting will produce a little bit more depth. Okay, I'll take a little bit of the Indian yellow, permanent red, and we can put some highlights in this little bush. Push everything back a little farther. Okay. I think we're about to get this one fixed up. We might put a few of these right up here, just to show that this one goes into a nice.
I think we're done, folks. I'm just trying to figure out what else I can add before I call it quits.
Indian yellow, permanent red. Just start with that. And if you really want to have some fun, you could take the liner brush with a little bit of thin color on it and sort of go over some of these little logs here and make them stand out.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. What Bob's talking about. trying to find my original script liner brush, but I can't.
Looks like an old guy out here just sold it as the Campfire. And I think this one's about ready for a signature. So let's put a signature right about here. And there comes a time when you can just absolutely piddle a painting to death.
Yeah, it's pointless. What I would do is add some. Yeah, no. Use. No, okay. Trying to figure out the best way to highlight these logs here. Alright guys, I think I'll just about do it. Let me sign it and we're done. Alright. There's a bunch of stuff I thought I could add, but I don't want to add too much. I was going to add a tree here or here, then add to it, but I don't like stuff that's like blocking stuff that I want to look at. At least I would want to look at this stuff, and then a tree or a bunch of nonsense would just throw me off. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching this episode of Haunted Holidays, and until next time, blessed be.